Welcome back. Hope you've had a good week. So if you'd like to come to a seat this morning, maybe you're sitting on some kind of prop or maybe flat on the floor. And I'd like you to either, and we did this in previous classes, either bring your right foot just in front of the left knee, and we're making our left shin parallel with the end of the mat. Or if you feel up to it this morning, coming straight into square pose with your right ankle over the left knee. So as you can see, my right knee isn't anywhere near my left ankle, but over time that will come. So like I say, you don't have to come straight into this pose. You could have the foot released in front of the knee. And come into a sense of the body this morning as you drop your attention down into your hips. You could close your eyes, feeling the lift of your spine up and out of the pelvis, and noting the quality of your breath, noting how you feel. And I was talking a lot in the previous class about the fact that I did a workshop with one of my favourite teachers, Donna Farhi, this last week, and she very much influenced the class I just taught, and I can bring elements of it into this as well. So as you sit here and really drop into the hips, I'd like you to simultaneously ask yourself the question, do you feel more alert and vibrant and alive through the front of your torso or through the back? And there's not a right or wrong answer to this. Do you feel more alive and alert through the front of your torso or the back? And can you bring your awareness to the contents of your torso? So bearing in mind that in yoga we often fall foul of pouring our attention into our bones and our muscles. When if we think about it, we have the whole of our gut from the mouth all the way down the esophagus. It's coming down the front of the spine, it pierces the diaphragm. And you come to your stomach and your small and large intestines, etc. So this isn't a class to go too much into this inner body in depth, other than to simply be aware that it's there. And in Donna Farhi's words, the tonality of your gut is also modulating. It's kind of keeping an awareness of what's going on with the spine. It's supporting the spine. So without worrying about the too much detail, just simply closing your eyes and feeling into the body with these little cues in mind. And you might like to begin to bring your torso forwards and even walk your hands forwards as you continue to breathe into the hips, feeling into the hips. Relaxing in the throat, the roof of your mouth, the back of your neck. And then gently walking your hands back in again as you reassemble your spine. Taking your right hand out to the side and lifting your left arm. Inhale. And exhale, taking a little side stretch, a lateral stretch to the right. You might like to look under your left armpit or down to the right. You could be on your hand or your forearm. And breathe here. Coming softly into the body this morning. And then pressing into your right hand, maybe looking down at it. Inhale, come up. Exhale here. And then on an inhale, scooping your arms up. And exhale, take a little twist to the right. Little twist. Whether or not your ankle's over the knee, it doesn't matter. Feeling your way with this tonality, the front, the back, and the contents of your abdomen, all in front of the spine. And then gently coming all the way back and inhaling, take your arms up. And exhale, place your hands down to the left for a moment. Looking down to the left. And from here, bringing yourself into an all fours position. And with that same attention, front, back and content of the torso, begin to move into your cat-cow movement in your own way. So there's a tone in the front and the back of the body. Feel how your gut modulates your spine. Feel how your spine is supported by the contents in front of it. As you breathe in and out, allowing the breath to move you in your cat-cow. And for a few breaths, after coming back to neutral spine, taking a lateral stretch. Right shoulder to the right hip, looking over that right shoulder. Coming back to neutral, left shoulder to left hip. Take a few breaths here. You might move quite quickly from side to side. So you're making a crescent shape with the spine in the lateral plane. Or you might like to stay on one side, take a few breaths, really feeling into the lung, the side body. All supported by the gut. Until we meet in a neutral spine again. Slide your right leg out behind you and inhale, lift the leg, but keeping your spine neutral, so you're not lifting it really high. It's parallel with the floor. And then exhale, knee to nose, scoop up. And inhale, extend. And exhale, knee to nose, scoop up. Inhale, extend. And exhale, knee to nose, scoop up. Inhale, extend. And then exhale, just lift that right hip a little bit and place the left foot down. Making sure that your left wrist is underneath the shoulder. You can swing that left foreleg out behind you a bit for balance. And then breathe in, open up the right arm and breathe out here. So you're pressing into your right foot. And then begin to circle that right arm, following your fingertips with your eyes as you feel into the shoulder and the ribs. Really enjoying the way in which this movement helps the breath, and you can reverse the direction. Lovely. Until you plant both hands down, looking down. Come over onto your right toes. Place your forearms on the floor and bring yourself into a forearm plank. And this is a great pose in which to explore the tonality of the front of the body, the back of the body, and the gut, all along the front of the spine. Breathe. And it may be you stay in forearm plank, or if you feel like a little bit of stamina work, come up into plank, come down into forearm plank. Try not to stick your bottom up. Breathing, taking as many of these as you like, as you keep hugging the front body into the back body. And then either from a forearm plank or a plank, pushing yourself back to a downward dog. And breathing here, 5 breaths your way, feeling the front, the back, and the contents of your torso as you really feel into the length of your spine this morning. Breathe and awaken every cell of the body. And then rippling forwards to a plank on an inhale. Exhale, drop your knees and roll all the way down, taking your arms out in front of you. And take a full breath in and out through the front of your body. And then walking your arms and your heads around to the right. A little bit of a lateral stretch again. And really pressing into your hands, your pubic bone and your feet as you feel into the left side of the body. Beautiful. And then gradually in your own time, bringing that to the other side. You come to neutral first and then bring your arms and head around to the left. Really pressing into the hands, the pubic bone and the feet as you feel into the right side of the body. And bringing your arms back to neutral, sliding your hands by your ribs and coming back to a downward dog. On an inhale, float your right leg up behind you. And exhale, knee to nose. Weight comes forwards. Inhale, lift your leg up behind you. Exhale, knee to the right upper arm. Inhale, lift your leg up behind you. Exhale, knee to the left arm, crossing right over the body, weight comes forwards. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. And then sweep the right foot in between your hands, drop the left knee. And take a moment to settle into this low dragon. Coming to your breath. Maybe bringing your hands to the knee if you want a little bit more pressure. You can feel this in the left front hip flexor, the left thigh. Breathe, all the while not just hanging out in the front or the back, but that tonality, that sandwich, the contents of the body. One more breath in, and then as you breathe out, drop your hands down. And breathing in, rocking gently forwards. And breathe out, draw the right hip, the toes towards you. Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey. And take a few breaths as you move in and out. As you pull your right toes towards you, pull the little toe edge of the foot. And you can keep rocking, or you might want to stay in half monkey just to really feel into those hamstrings. Draw the right hip out to the side if you can. Wonderful. And then rocking forwards, pressing into your front foot. Breathe in, come up with the arms. And breathe out, open your wings, back body and front body, contents in tone. And breathe in, lift up your arms. And breathe out, open your wings, really slide the shoulder blades down the spine. And breathe in, lift. And breathe out, open. And take one more breath in here. Breathing out, one more breath in as you lift. And breathing out, find your downward dog. And ripple forwards to plank, inhale. And exhale, drop your knees, your chest and your chin.
And we'll take 3 breaths here, really squeezing the shoulder blades together, really separating the sitting bones. Feeling all these little curves in the spine. One more breath in. Then as you breathe out, push your knees away, your chest comes forwards. And then from here, breathe in and peel into a little cobra, nothing too strong. And breathe out. Take another breath in. And then breathe out, come all the way down. And bring yourself back to all fours, back to a downward dog. Really breathing into the length of the side body now, hips to armpits. And looking forwards, you can either walk, step or jump your way into a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Strong legs. Exhale, fold again. Front body drawing into the spine now. And then breathe in, come all the way up. You cross your arms in front of you. And exhale, arms down by your sides. Take a moment to feel the body. Breathing in, lift your arms up. And breathe out, settle into your Utkatasana chair pose. Now, this is great for feeling the front body, the back body, and the contents of the abdomen. Can you breathe here, either looking down, straight ahead, or maybe tilting your head back to look in between your hands. Breathe and lengthen the side body. One more inhale, and then exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back, and then step or jump to your plank, exhale. Take a breath, and we'll then take knees, chest, chin again. Take a breath in and out here. Inhale, and then on the exhale, slide yourself flat. And inhale, scoop into a cobra. Really use the shoulders, the back muscles, I mean. And push yourself into a downward dog. And plant your left foot at 45 degrees as you step your right foot outside your right hand. Come up to warrior one. Breathe in. And again here, just inquire, are you hanging out in the front of your body, or is there a certain tonality in the front of your abdomen? The back muscles, are they working? And is your gut modulating your spine? Can you feel your gut as part of this practice? Breathe. One more inhale. And then exhale. Bring yourself back to plank. Take a breath in your plank. Drop your knees, chest, chin. Take a breath in here. Slide yourself onto your belly. Roll the shoulders back to peel up the chest. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Push yourself to all fours to downward dog. Take the right foot down at 45 degrees and step the left foot outside the hand. And come into warrior one. And I won't talk now, so you know what we're doing. Come into that same level of awareness. Feeling the body. One more inhale. Exhale, find your downward dog. Your plank, excuse me. Take a breath in your plank, and this time maybe come down straight as a stick, or in one of the other ways we've been doing. Breathe and peel up into cobra, or maybe you want to come into an upward dog now. And from here, find your downward dog for 5 breaths. Are you hanging out in the front of your abdomen, or are you engaged? And by that, I don't mean tense. Looking in between your hands, and walk, step or jump your feet forwards into a forward fold. Sit back in your chair, lift your arms up, Utkatasana, inhale. Exhale here. Take another inhale, and then exhale, push yourself to standing. Inhale here, and then release your arms down around the sides of your body. Wonderful. And then inhale, lift your arms, and exhale, fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, step your way back to a downward dog. And lift up the right leg, but this time begin to peel open the hip, bend the knee, and press equally strongly into both hands and arms as you open the right side of the body, looking under your right armpit. Lovely hip opener. Breathe. And then drop the right hip down, lift the leg a little bit higher up behind you, and step the foot in between your hands. And bring the left heel down, and we're coming straight into Utthita Trikonasana, triangle to the right. And really find that length in the side body, so you're not just hanging out in the belly, with that sandwich going on the front, the back, and the contents. And you have a choice in your Utthita Trikonasana to stay exactly like this with the left arm lifted, or the left arm over close to your ear. Or if you're feeling like a little bit more stamina, a little bit more strength, lifting the right arm up. And keep spinning the chest, spinning the torso, legs are strong. And breathe. One more breath in here, and then release back to a traditional Utthita Trikonasana. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, look down at the front foot, bend the knee. Bring yourself to Warrior Two. You might like to take your legs and feet a little bit further apart. And breathe in here, palms are up. You're looking ahead along the long side of your mat for the moment. Take a full breath in, and on the breath out, wrap your left arm over the right. Garudasana arms. And take a few breaths here to really feel into the hips. You can be a little bit mobile in the legs. You might like to keep opening your arms and closing them. One more breath in. And then as you breathe out, come into a traditional Warrior Two, soft eyes over the front fingers. And turn the right palm up and bring yourself into reverse warrior. You can look back over the left shoulder if you want to. And breathe. Breathe here. Then bring the front, the back, and the contents of your abdomen. And then from your reverse warrior, ripple into Warrior Two. And then we'll come into a side angle pose, and you have a choice. You could have your elbow on the knee. You could have your hand down on the floor, either side of the foot. Or you might like to bind with me, where you bring your right arm forwards, turn the thumb down, reaching under the thigh, left arm over the back. Whichever version you're in, you're spinning the chest to the left. Looking over the left shoulder if you can, or looking down if you need to. Breathe space into the body. One more breath in here. And then look down, release, find your downward dog. Take a breath in and out here. Float your right leg up, float up from the navel, lift, 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 and step the right foot forwards. And plant the left hand down, and then inhale, twist to the right, and exhale here. Take another inhale, and an exhale. Another inhale, and then exhale, look down, drop the back knee, and bring both hands to the front knee. And lift both arms up. I'm going to take a little twist now to the right, palms together, twisting your torso to the right so you can press the top of your left arm against the outside of the right knee. I like to use my right thumb in my right hip thigh crease here, hip crease, to just work my abdomen and chest over the thigh a bit more. And press your heels of your hands together as you find your range of movement here, looking over the right shoulder. Now you have a choice. You could stay here. You could lift the back knee and you could drop the back heel. So rather than it being a lunge, it's like a twisted warrior. Keep breathing, keep twisting. Every breath in, you find length in the spine. Every breath out, you find a little bit more of a twist. Don't hold your breath. One more breath in. Breathe out, look down. Release your hands down. Find your downward dog. And you have a choice. Before we take that sequence to the other side, you could take a vinyasa. You could breathe out in downward dog. You could rest in child's pose. I'm coming forwards to plank, coming all the way down, taking an upward dog or a cobra, downward dog, and then dropping the knees for a little bit of a rest in child. So this flow today is a long flow on each side, long flow on each side. Take a few breaths to return to sensations in the body, the softness, the quality of the breath. And then if you'd like to join me back in a seated position, this time with the left foot in front of the right knee, right shin parallel with the end of the mat, or with the left ankle over the right knee for square pose or fire log pose, whatever you like to call it. And take a few breaths here. Take a few breaths here. So we're back where we started on the other side. Quite a long, convoluted sequence. I had quite fun putting it together. Drop your attention into your hips. Come back to that sense of the spine and the front and the back and the contents. And breathe here. And you might like to stay upright, or you might like to begin to come forwards a little with your hands and your torso. As you soften and soften and soften. Throat, mouth, shoulders, ribs, hips. Breathe. And then from here, gently coming back and reassembling the spine. Taking your left arm out to the side, inhaling, lift the right arm. Exhale, come into that little side stretch, take it easy. So the difference with this side is that you now know exactly what's coming. Breathe your way into the right side of the body. Noticing where there's constriction, where you start contracting a little bit. One more breath in. As you breathe out, look down. And we'll come straight up for that twist. So breathe in, lift your arms up. And then breathe out, take a little twist to the left. Nothing too dramatic, just finding your way. Soft, soft, soft. And then breathe in, come back to the front. And take your hands down to the right. So you're leaning over to the right, dropping into that left hip a little bit. For a couple of breaths before you bring yourself to an all fours position. And I'll leave you for a few breaths to simply come into your cat-cow and into those lateral C shapes of the spine. With that same level of awareness you've had right from the beginning. So you're moving your spine in all planes, from side to side, up and down. And then settling into neutral spine and taking the left leg out behind you. And breathe and lift the left leg parallel with the floor. And breathe out knee to nose. Scoop up. And breathe in, extend. And breathe out, scoop up. And breathe in, extend. And breathe out, scoop up. And breathe in, extend, and then open that left hip. Plant the left foot down. You might like to swivel that right foreleg behind you. And inhale, peel up the left arm, and exhale here. Find your stability. And then following your fingers with your eyes, begin to circle that left arm. Big sweeping circles, taking 3 in each direction. 3 in each direction. Full range of movement in the shoulder, the chest. And then looking down and bringing yourself straight to a forearm plank. And remembering you can stay in forearm plank, or you might like to move between plank and forearm plank for 3 or 4 rounds. Keep breathing. And eventually pushing yourself back to a downward dog. Find your breath. Find your breath. And lift the left leg up behind you. Inhale. You can lift the right heel if you need to. And breathe out, knee to nose. And breathe and lift. Knee to left arm. Weight comes forwards, lift, breathe in. Breathe out, knee to right arm, crossing over the body. Stamina. Breathe in, lift, lift a little higher, then look forwards and sweep the left foot in between your hands and drop the right knee. And you can keep your hands around the front of the foot or up on the knee. As you come to your breath and you check in with yourself, what's going on here? Are you hanging out or are you alert in all directions? One more breath in here. Breathe out, drop your hands. Rocking forwards on the breath in. And then draw the left hip and toes back on the breath out. And keep moving like this, the little toe edge of the foot pulling towards the hip. And it may be that you want to keep moving, you prefer movement. Or it may be you come back and breathe for a few breaths in your Ardha Hanumanasana, your half monkey pose. Really separating the sitting bones, space in the pelvis. Breathing in, rock forwards. Breathe out here as you find stability. And then breathe and lift your arms up. And breathe out, open your wings. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. And breathe in, lift. And breathe out. It's just so celebratory doing this. It just feels so joyful. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out. And then breathe in, lift. Breathing out, find your downward dog. And take a full breath in and out, feeling the aliveness of the whole body now. So good. Come forwards to your plank. Drop your knees, your chest and your chin. Take a breath here, really encouraging the shoulder blades together. And slide the knees behind you, chest forwards, and slip into a little cobra inhale. And maybe now you don't need to come down. Maybe from here you can push into the heels of your hands and come all the way back to a downward dog. Beautiful. And then looking in between your hands and walk, step or jump your feet forwards. Forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold completely. And inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Take a moment to feel the body. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, sit back, Utkatasana chair pose. Great all-round strengthening pose. Lengthen the side body. You should be able to see your toes. One more breath in. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in to flat back. Step back to your plank. Now you choose how you're feeling energetically. I'm going to drop my knees and come all the way down. Find your little cobra or your upward dog. See how you're doing. I'm flailing now, not flailing. It's not the right word. I've got less energy. Come back to your downward dog and take your right foot to 45 degrees. Step your left foot forwards and bring yourself straight up, hands to your hips for your warrior one. This time we take a variation with the shoulders and the arms rolling back, interlacing your hands, if that's available to you. And on an inhale, really feel the shoulder blades open the chest. Exhale, pour forwards, humble warrior. Take a breath or two here. Just really feeling the shoulder blades, such a good feeling. One more breath in. And then drop your hands, find your plank. Take a breath in your plank. Choose your way down to the mat your way. Find your cobra or your upward dog. And we'll meet in a downward dog. Left foot 45 degrees, step the right foot forwards. Come all the way up, hands to your hips. Remembering this front back content thing going on, interlace your hands. Inhale. And exhale, pour yourself into humble warrior. And breathe here, a couple of breaths. One more breath in. Find your plank. Choose your way down to the mat. Choose your cobra or your upward dog. And we'll meet in a downward dog for a few breaths. And then looking in between your hands, stepping your feet forwards or jumping. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Sit back in your chair. Brief Utkatasana. Take a full breath in. And exhale, push yourself to standing. And take a moment to feel the body here. Wonderful. And then breathing in, lifting your arms up. And breathing out, fold. Breathing into flat back. Breathe out, fold, and step back to your downward dog. Wonderful. And take a breath in to lift your left leg up behind you, peeling open the hip, bending the knee. Both arms are strong as you breathe into the left side of the body. And then release that left hip down, lift the leg up a little bit higher and sweep the left foot forwards. Right heel is down. And we come straight into our triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Find your breath here, long side body, spinning the chest. And you have a choice, you can stay here. You could bring your right arm over the ear. You could lift the left arm. Keep spinning. Keep your legs working. Keep smiling. One more breath in. Breathe out, find your natural triangle. And look down and slowly bring yourself into your warrior two. Legs are slightly, feet are slightly wider apart. You're facing the long end of your mat. Breathe and open out wide, palms out, up, and breathe out here. Take another breath in, and this time right arm over the left for your Garudasana arms. Full body sequence today, a lot going on. And you might like to just stay here, or you might like to keep opening and closing into your Garudasana. Just a couple of breaths. And we'll all meet in warrior two, soft gaze over the front fingers. Turn the palm up and come into your reverse warrior. Inhale, look down behind you, exhale. And breathe. You should feel really quite open by now. Open and warm. Wonderful. And then come back to your warrior two. And spin your hands down. Lifting that back heel, drop the knee. Actually, no, keep the knee up, I'm so sorry. Plant your right hand down and take a little twist to the left. Just finding the sensation of the twist, the range of movement and the freedom. Take another breath in and then breathe out, look down, and now you do drop the back knee. And we come into that slightly more intense twist. You lift your arms up, inhale, palms together, and you twist over to the left, using your left thumb and your hip crease. Twist a little bit further. Keep breathing here. Long in the spine as you deepen into your twist. And I know I've forgotten a pose, so we'll add it in a moment, if anybody's wondering. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, look down and release your hands. Curl under the back toes, lift the knee, and then bring the heel down. And we'll come to our side angle pose in a different part of the sequence. What fun is that? So bringing yourself up. You might want to have your side angle pose, elbow to the knee, arm over the ear. You might want to have the left hand on the floor on either side of the foot. Or you might like to come with me and take the left arm forwards, turn the thumb down and reach. Taking your right arm over your back. Maybe your hands meet. Whichever version you're in, you're spinning the chest to the right now. Spin the chest, look over your right shoulder and breathe. Breathe. One more breath in. And then plant your hands down, breathe out. Lift the back heel. And this is where it's your choice. You can breathe out and find space in your downward dog. You could drop your knees into child. Or it's an opportunity for a final vinyasa. It's quite a warming practice. Breathe into plank. Breathe out, come down. Breathe in into your upward dog or your cobra. Back to your downward dog. So wherever you are, taking 5 more breaths. And we will all meet in pose of the child when everybody's ready. Really softening everything now, softening everything. We'll do a little bit of pigeon work to release deeper into the hips in a moment. So if you've just had enough, that was quite intense. I feel it was quite intense anyway. You could continue resting like you are and then come lying onto your back. You'd be fine. That's a full sequence. If you'd like to spend 6 minutes or so with me with some pigeons, then join me now. So you bring your right knee outside the right wrist, making sure there's no pain in the right knee. You can always come onto your back if you need to. Checking over your left shoulder that the left leg is straight. And not being in any hurry to come down. Let's make it into a little bit of a back bend. Still aware of the front, the back, and the contents of your torso as you drop into the hips. Breathe. Can you slide the shoulder blades down the spine? Now again, this might be where you want to stay. You might want to come down to sleeping pigeon. I'm going to invite you into another twist. Twists are great in the morning to get everything, get all the juices flowing, to get everything going. You're going to come into a twist. Begin to turn, walk your hands around to the right. So you're bringing your torso with you to the right. Maybe you can place your left elbow outside the right knee. Palms are together. And you could start by looking down. What I find this twist does, it gives me a much deeper sensation, richer sensation into the right side, hip and buttock. If you want to explore more in the spine, inhale and find length. And exhale, look over your right shoulder. How lovely is that? Take a few breaths. Keep dropping. Keep dropping. Are you relaxed in the jaw and the roof of your mouth? One more breath in, and then look down and forwards. You could bring your torso forwards and have a little moment in a sleeping pigeon. Let it all out with a sigh or two. And if you're on your back for your pigeons, coming over onto your front now. And if you're on your front, lifting up your torso, rolling onto the right buttock. And bringing the left leg over the right, just for a moment to draw everything. Tighten in shoelace pose. You could extend your right leg if this isn't available to you. You could stay just where you are like this. You could come forwards. I'm going to add an eagle arms again. Inhale, extend. Right arm comes over the left. We'll just settle here together for a few breaths. Feeling all that sensation. Dropping. The breath slowing down. One more full breath in wherever you are and releasing on the breath out. And we'll simply release all of that to come to pigeon on the left. So if you need to come onto your back, do. Otherwise, left knee forwards. Check your right leg is straight behind you.
And take a moment here. Take a moment. So that tonality in the front and the back. And the contents as you breathe. And remember, you have a choice. You could stay here. You could come into sleeping pigeon. Or you might like to take that little twist with me now over to the left. Right elbow outside the left knee, palms together. So you start by looking down to get your balance, but then maybe you look over the left shoulder and take a few breaths here. To twist and to drop, very complex pose. Where can you soften? One more breath in. Breathe out, look down. Come around a moment into sleeping pigeon. Just for a moment. If you're on your backs, rolling back over, and we come over onto that left buttock and sweep the right leg over the top. Sweep the right leg over the top. You can extend the left leg if you need to, if you can't feel through your sitting bones. And take a moment to feel here. You could stay where you are. You could come forwards, or you could join me for eagle arms. Inhale. Sweep the left arm over the right. And take a few breaths. Allow everything to settle, to soften, to slow down. Taking a full breath in, and as you breathe out, release everything. Before we come to Shavasana, just so to have a neutral pose, we'll come into a very simple forward fold, legs extended. You could have them together or apart a little. You could have your knees bent and take a breath in. Lovely, long and long and long and long in the spine. And then breathe out and really surrender yourself forwards. And come right into the breath. Long, long, long exhalations now. You've worked really hard. Keep dropping. Keep dropping. You're welcome to stay here as long as you like. Or come with me to reassemble the spine, gently lifting. Take your hands behind you, take your feet up underneath your knees, and just one breath in, lift yourself up. And breathe out here, and for the last time, bring your awareness to the front of the body, the back of the body, and the contents as you feel your full integrity here. One more breath in. And it's 9 o'clock. I very much hope you have time to rest for about 10 minutes in Shavasana. Allowing yourself to simply melt into the sphere of sensation of which you're a part. Breathe. And in a moment I'll simply say goodbye and turn off the Zoom. But thank you so much for coming. I'll be back with a Hatha Flow class tomorrow at 6:05 in the evening.